So for you in comics, what's your process when you're going through and writing a book?
I tend to, I usually start with an image, a key image, and then I sort of build a story outline around it. And then I go through and do a mini thumbnail laying out the page, sort of reading it. And I have pages gridded out, I have blanks so that they're laid out like a comic book page, one and then two, three together, four, five together. So I think in terms of that spread at once, of being seen all together, and keep aware of the page turn surprise
Yep.
versus the can't surprise somebody on the right
Yep.
quality. And I kind of try to lay it out with images and then go back and do a script and then go back into that script and then rework the dialogue.
So
So,
you
I mean, it sounds very, very complicated, but
Yeah.
it's mostly a factor of focusing on different things.
Yeah. It's really important to most people don't know you have to, lay out the pages and visualize everything and figure
Some people don't have to. Some people don't need to work that way, and
Yeah.
God bless them.
Yeah. But it is a big difference whenever someone is able to do that and kind of go there and it's something you after a long enough time, you've been doing it for a long time, you do this stuff naturally. At a certain point, I feel like that page 2 is the left-hand page and page 3 is the right-hand page, like I feel like after a while you kind of like put it together.
But it isn't always. In the 80s and the times when we had those ad spreads within
yeah.
comics, you'd get a weird pagination,
Yeah.
so that suddenly, it might be pages 1, 2, 3, and then you skip 4, 5, and 6, and you come back in on 7 or something weird like that. So usually
Though.
the odds are on the right.
Yeah.
But you have to find out in your particular publishing scheme. Like, for instance, in the Womanthology anthology, my script starts out saying, this story depends on a right-hand page start, because there's a surprise turn where you see this pinup, this kind of cutaway. It was Kat Staggs was doing the art, and she hadn't done much interior comics art. So to boost up her confidence, I said, we'll set you up with a pinup because
Yeah.
you do those so well that even if you're feeling insecure about the page art coming up to that point, you've got a home run when they turn the page. Well, somebody didn't read that along the lines, and that was one of the first digital layouts I'd taken a look at when they sent us the PDFs to proof and didn't know how to interpret them yet because it was all just page numbers.
Yep.
I didn't realize they had us starting on the left. So to me, it's ruined,
Yeah.
because it doesn't read correctly. It's paced
For
for
that,
1 and
of
3
course.
and 5 to be right-hand pages. I mean, it's not the end of the world,
Yeah.
seriously. As things go, that's not the most horrible thing that's ever happened. But there's that frustration when
The best laid
when
plans.
you have done your work to set things up one way and it goes differently, or
Yeah.
when you've done your work as a writer to set up an ideal scene, an ideal script, and then somebody just kind of phones it in at the last minute and you go, wow, you didn't even
Yeah.
kind of try. You didn't
Yeah.
even pretend to try, did
Yeah.
you? But that's balanced out by the wonderful surprises. Most of the way I worked at CrossGen was what I called plot-a-log, where I'd break down the story into page and panel, but I wouldn't always rarely had final dialogue. Sometimes I'd have key moments that were scripted, but other times the script would literally have the character saying, I'm really angry at you and I want to tear out your spleen, and that's what my face is saying, or something like that, and then we get the pages back. And when you have a full script setup and then you get the pages back again, you can delete, rearrange, take advantage of happy accidents, break
Yep.
things up so they fit organically on the page. But the page is already also set up for that human side of it too. So I really like I really like the way that works too. I like it best when comics are writer and artist working together.
Absolutely.
Not artist resenting that the writer's putting words down, or writer resenting that the artist is not drawing the right pictures. So
It's really interesting though because it is such a collaborative process, and you really want to work the best way possible with the team and make sure everything kind of works together.